I love Yooka Laylee. Why? Because in a world full of cheap microtransaction games, we have Yooka Laylee. I'm serious. I'm literally saying that I love Yooka Laylee because it's a really simple, good old game, like we've always known. In a world where kids today are raised on colorless, drab, realistic shooters, we have the gorgeous, colorful, simple, well-executed mechanics of Yooka Laylee. We have an entire generation that doesn't understand why the games, those platforming games in the 1990s, were so good. Yooka Laylee takes what Rareware did back in the day and puts it together into a sleek, modern package. And I don't expect you to understand, but one thing that I can say is that this isn't nostalgia I'm talking about, right? This is not just thinking back to my childhood memories. No, things were actually done differently. I know I sound so old saying that, but really, truly, this game's design, and ironically, the reason why people are so excited for it, is because it goes back to the fundamentals of what made all of this so great. Yes, the mechanics might be simple collectathons at times, and there are also maybe moments where you're not really using a whole lot of brain power. There might be times playing this game where you're sitting back on the couch and relaxing, and it's fun! That's perhaps one of the most important things here. And I feel that we've forgotten about that, but you might say, no, Scott, please. We still have fun. Yeah, we do. Sometimes. Consider that some of the best games released in 2016 were not really colorful, happy, relaxing titles. Yeah, we had stuff like Doom. Doom, which, by the way, harkens back to a darkness. And, by the way, the 1990s. Simple, well-executed design formulas of the 1990s. The fundamentals of great design and what make an enjoyable game have not changed. So yes, we get fun from time to time, and other times we get Mighty Number 9 and Farmville and No Man's Sky. Gaming is at a crossroads right now. So, on the one hand, we have designers begging us not to reduce our games to the free-to-play mobile formula, or striking down our more complex control schemes in exchange for one-button interfaces like with Super Mario Run or Fruit Ninja. And then on the other side, you have the veterans who are just trying to maintain the goodness, knowing what was so great about all of it. And yes, it's fighting to be preserved. Have you heard of a guy named Ethan Levy? He gave a lecture about how he's a consultant, and he goes around to different companies that develop free-to-play games and charge microtransactions for, like, in-game items, and he goes to these companies and tells them how to make more money. And the number one thing that he suggests is to ask for more money. And in fact, he will boast about the idea to charge $13, for example, for an in-game weapon.
The goal of this talk is to educate game designers so that they can incorporate business thinking into their practice, because that will make them stronger designers in a freemium world. Emotion is the key to monetizing, but people still end up spending, and they spend a lot. And when they do, it's because the game has tapped into some emotion. You have an image of yourself, and in general, you think you're better than the people you know. And one of the ways you can be better than them is scoring higher than them. It's a subscription service with microtransactions on top. Something that's really cool about badges is that badges come in albums, and you can buy premium badge albums. Premium badge albums do not give you new gameplay. They don't give you access to new games. All they give you is new achievements that you can earn. You are spending money for the right to earn achievements, right? People love achievements.
And yes, there's only a few people on the planet that would pay $13 for an in-game gun, which, by the way, is a tiny, tiny little amount of DLC, and most of the time when you pay the $13, you're paying for a difficulty decrease. So you pay the $13, you get the gun, it's a really powerful gun, boom, you blow everything away. I guess it's fun for some people, I mean, I could understand, but $13 for one item in the game? And guys like this believe that this is where the industry is going. They believe that this is the thing to do, that this is how we ought to treat gamers. In this manipulative fashion, in this means of simply saying, oh yes, come play our game, it's free! Unless you want the entire thing, in which case you're gonna pay just as much as you would for a AAA title. So Yooka Laylee looks in the face of this movement within the gaming industry, and it says, no! I am Yooka, this is Laylee, and together we stand for the best parts of gaming's origins. Do you want to know what creates nostalgia in video games? I'll tell you one thing. One thing is that when you see imagery that calls back to a time when you felt warm and safe and relaxed and happy, that imagery only creates those feelings because of an actual experience that you had. So the reason that we love Mario and Zelda after decades of their existence and countless different games coming along and demonstrating to us why those experiences matter over and over again, the only reason that we like those things is because they did the experience right to begin with. Free-to-play microtransaction games or similar types of designs simply don't create those warm, fuzzy feelings. Because the last thing that I would ever want anyone thinking about when they pick up a controller or remote or however we're going to play video games into the future, the last thing I want them thinking about when they enter that experience is what their next transaction is going to be. It's not the way that it's meant to be. And that is not how we get gamers to fall in love with games over and over again, which really the industry needs for as long as it can possibly get it. And so for its ability to strike back and say, let's just jump, let's explore, let's discover these characters, and let's not take ourselves too seriously. For Yooka Laylee's mere ability to bring that back, to produce nostalgia, is reason enough to support it just as I do. In fact, you should be demanding it. There's nothing inherently wrong with going other directions in gaming, and of course there's nothing wrong with innovating and introducing new ideas. I'm not saying that there is, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't have those options. We absolutely should, and if that's truly what you enjoy, then by all means go and pursue it. I'm not here to stand in your way or to dictate those choices of yours. That is your decision. But what I want people to consider is that there is an importance in keeping some of these great experiences, these game design fundamentals that create those happy feelings. It's so important to preserve those things, to remember where they came from. And from time to time, in fact, I would argue on a regular basis, we should be reproducing those experiences for new generations of players to enjoy. Aside from all that, the quality of this game is simply going to be fantastic, because it's being produced by people who have literally been making video games for decades, and they know exactly how to do a title like this. Mark my words, as the industry branches out and explores new ways to play and other design ideas, games like Yooka Laylee will become increasingly precious and important. And I can say this with confidence, even though the game has not yet been released at the time that I'm creating this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to follow what's really important, like Yooka Laylee, then please hit the subscribe button, the like button, etc. and I will see you next time.